Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So in today's video, let's take a look at I have this comment right here that says, may I ask how can I link this login system to the loading page that you created on your previous video? So on my channel here, I think I have this loading page that I created here, and in one of the previous video I created as well, we have this video that I created, like creating professional Python applications. So like it's about navigating through multiple Tkinter pages. So in that video I talked about calling Tkinter pages in another Tkinter pages, like linking two Python pages together. And when it comes to linking Python pages together, there are so many ways of doing it. You can use the OS, like you can import the OS, and you can use that one as well. But the best way I recommend in doing that is using the class. So reason is that the class gives you the freedom to use the init function, which is you can define init function. And what the init function does is that it makes it easier to call files. It's just like if you are familiar with Python, you realize that, for example, when you want to make a folder, you have a particular folder that you want to call in another folder, you need to convert that folder into a module. How do you convert that folder into a module? You create an init.py file, init.py Python file in that folder, so it automatically changes the folder to a package. So it means you are going to be able to import that folder or package in another module or in another package. So that's one thing about the class also, which the class allows us to use the init function. So which makes it easier to be able to call files. So right now, this is the loading page I have here. So I've linked, sorry, okay, loading page. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so you can see this loading page loads. Then it pop up this login page. So this is the previous video. So right now we are going to change this login page and link it with our new login and registration system right now, right? We are going to link it with this one instead. So we are going to do that by using the class. So like I said, to make pages possible, so what we are going to do here is that we are going to put, it's just simple, we just have to put this into an init function so that we can be able to call it inside the loading page. So this is the source code of the loading page right here. So we have to like change on, we can't call this file inside here until maybe we put it inside an init function. So when we put it inside an init function to make it possible, so we can call it inside the loading page here. So inside my login and registration page, let's come to the top here. So let's define a class. Like I said, the class allows us to use the init function. So let's define a class. Maybe let's name it, let's say link. Okay, let's just name it link page. So link page. Then we define our init method now. So let's define our init method now. So self So let's define Windows because we assign our page to Windows. So Windows init. So let's come down here. So let's say self.window dot window. Okay, so expected. Okay, so let's now let's press shift and the down arrow keys so to select all this code, because we need to indent it inside our class. So I just shift and the down arrow key until it select everything. So just remove your hand on the shift and the arrow key and just press the tab key 2 times. So you press the tab key 2 times. So once again you press on your shift and your down arrow keys, or you can even use your mouse, like just like selecting everything, just right click and select the whole thing. Then you leave it and press your tab key 2 times. So let's see. So when you press your tab key 2 times, it means you indented it inside the class that we just created. So now we've indented the whole code inside our class, inside our init function, right? So now let me remove one blank line to make PyCharm happy. Okay, too many blank lines. Okay, so let's come down here. So first, now we don't need this again, so let's just add hash here because we are going to launch our page added down here, so we don't need these two. So let's comment it. So let's come added down. So let's define a page. So let's define a page and let's call our window. So we want to place our window on there. We want to like assign our window to TK. So link page, which is our class name. The name of our class here is link page. So we want to, so now we've defined class, which is link page, and we've defined the window inside our class, which is the link page class. We define the window inside our class. So we now place the window that we've defined inside the class on a TK window, Tkinter window. So now we are linking the class to the page that we defined. So link page, open parenthesis, then the name of your window that we define, which is the window. So let's count down here. Now we can launch it. So window dot main loop. Window dot main loop. So let's come down again. So using the if function, let's define a name. So let's say name is equivalent to, so if our name is equivalent to main, then launch our page. So now, okay, so now we've place everything inside the window.tk. So let's make PyCharm happy with these underlying things. It's okay, let's leave it anyway. So now we've put our loading page, sorry, put our login page inside the class function. So it means it will be possible to call inside any, so this init function here make it possible for us to call this code inside any module or any file, any Python file, anywhere. So let's go into our loading page now. So here let's just import login page. So inside your loading page, now we are changing it, so we don't need this login page. So let's from here, let's say import login and registration page. So this is the name of our login and registration page system. So we are going to import it inside the loading page. So we import login and registration page. So let's come down here. So you don't have to, I have tutorial video. If you are seeing this for the first time, I have tutorial video. So we created this loading page from scratch, so you can check it out to avoid any confusion. So we just have to come here to our dev.top that we define here. So now we are going to now that we've called our login and registration page, inside here, let's clear this because initially we've connected the other login page. So we are using this login and registration system. So login and registration system, which is the name of our file, dot the link page, sorry, yeah, dot the, I think that's the name of our class, the link page. So if one thing you should know that this because these files, if you look at my folder here, inside my folder here, I have a folder called my YouTube tutorials, and I have my login and registration page, my login and registration page, and my loading page. All these are in the same folder. So they are in the same folder. So if imagine this, let's say these two files are not in the same folder, then you need to call the name of the folder first. This is very necessary. So let's say then you type the name of the folder. So let's say the name of my folder is maybe my YouTube tutorials. You type the name of the folder, then you bring period. Period means, or the dot, it means current folder. So inside that folder, then you can select the file you want. Yeah. Then you dot, then the name of the file. But because they are in the same folder, I don't need to call the folder in this again. So I just have to call the file because the two of them are in the same folder. So what is the name of the Python file? Login and registration page. So login and registration page dot class, which is the link page. Why? Because I told you, you remember we have to like indent, or we have to put all this code inside the class called link page. So we have to put the code inside the class to make it easier to call. So right now we are calling the class. We have to call the class. So now what to make it possible is that you realize that, let me clear this again. The moment you click on your login, your registration page, you click on current folder, you can see that now PyCharm like suggest, or any code editor you are using, even if it's Visual Studio Code, it will suggest your link page for you. Even if it doesn't suggest, you just have to type it. Just type the name of it, link page. But in PyCharm, it suggested it for me. So reason why this is here is because of I place it inside an init function. If I don't put it inside init function, it won't be possible to call here. So I place it inside the init function inside the class, which makes it possible to call it inside this file. So if my code editor is suggesting it, so if your code editor doesn't suggest it for you, just have to type it straight. So maybe let's say login, and that is the name of my file. So login and registration page, then period, then link page. There you go. So now let's launch our loading page and see. Okay, so name window is not defined. Okay, I think we have a problem there. So let's go back here and fix it. Okay, so I think this is the problem. Inside our init function, we define windows. So it's supposed to be window. So that's the problem. So let's launch it again and see. Okay, so now you see when the page loads, now it pop up our login and registration system. As you can see, this is the sign up and the registration here. So everything is working now. So you can launch it again and see. So here you go, it launched. We now connected our login and registration system to the loading page. So let's check it if the database is still working. So let me minimize this. Okay, so let me delete the previous database. Okay, so you can see right now there's no database here, so we have to launch it again. Immediately we launch it, automatically create a database for us. So let's launch it again. Okay, so let's check our folder. So inside our folder now, it now created a new database for us again. So let's browse it. So I want to browse it using the DB browser. So DB browser for SQLite. So let's browse the table. So I have my table. This is the location of my database. So I just have to open it. So here's my table. So right click and browse table. So you can see it's empty now. So let's test it now. So inside our sign up page, or we can just let's launch it again so that so let's go to our sign up and create an account. So let's say full name is new account. So let's say email is Gideons at gmail.com. So password, let's say our password is, let's say 1234. We have our confirmed password 1234. So sign up. So new account created successfully. So let's go back into our database and check. So inside my database, let's refresh. So you can see the new account here. This is Gmail, Gideons at gmail.com. and our name new, call new account here, and the password 1234. So let's log in with the details. So let's come back here. So let's come back to the login. So now it's already suggested the account you created for us already. So we can just use it to log in, which is the gideons@gmail.com and the password. So login successfully. So let's say our password is wrong. Let's see if it will work. So wrong login details. Please try again. So let's make it this. So login successfully. So now it means the sign up and the login form is working. So let's check the forgot password as well. So let's say we want to change password. So what is our email? So Gideons at gmail.com. So let's say our new password is going to be 0000 0000. So update. So password changed successfully. So now let's go into our database and see. So here this was the old password, which is 1234. So let's refresh it. So now this is our new password we just changed, which is the 00000. So it means everything is working. The forgot password, the login page, and the sign up page is working. So it means we've successfully connected our loading page with the login page, and everything is working perfectly. So this is it for today's video. If you have more questions, you can just drop it in the comment section and I'll take a look at it later. So thank you for watching this video once again. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you.